Hello people of the interwebs. Now I'm sure we all enjoy a good film now and again at the cinema, whether that be a drama film, thriller film, horror film, comedy, blah 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 blah. Now I preferably enjoy superhero films and some superhero genres of films, maybe X-Men, the Avengers, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, the Hulk, etc etc. And there are some very similar similarities and differences in these films. Now, I'm going to explain some of those to you using two films, Superman from 1978 and Man of Steel from 2013. Now, obviously there'll be some similarities like the characters, settings, how he became Superman, and obviously there'll be differences because of the different actors, different time settings that they've filmed it, different directors, etc. So without further ado, let's get to it. So let's start off with saving Lois Lane in the helicopter from Superman. So the lighting is a very good point in this scene. It's quite dark compared to Man of Steel. Now this represents a little bit less child friendly because it's dark. You don't normally associate darkness with superheroes. Superheroes are more like bright red or bright yellow, not death dark. You know, it's not very meh. This kind of hints that something bad is gonna happen, or something bad has happened. Someone is going to die or something. Maybe. Okay, spoilers, they don't. So yeah, the lighting is very dark. It's quite hard lighting as well. Not very dark or very hard. It's a little bit hard, a little bit dark, but not too much that it's not child friendly. Man of Steel, on the other hand, is quite bright because it's set in the daytime. So that kind of implies that no one is going to die / get hurt, or something bad is going to happen, which kind of does bus in the water. It's not very good or safe at that. So yes, that is one difference in those two films from different years, which is interesting actually, because you'd expect to see bright lights in superhero films because it's good, it's hopeful for everything, it's child friendly. I keep saying that, I need to stop saying that. But it's like that as recently superhero films have got quite dark lighting, like Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. Music in both these scenes is it leaves you on the edge, it's quite thrilling and it's quite suspenseful. It's you don't know what's going to happen next because of the music. And then you've got the bit where he rescues everyone, where, for example, in Superman, where he catches Lois Lane in his arms. That's when the main theme kicks in, that hell yeah theme. Whereas in Man of Steel, when you see the bus being pushed out of the water by Clark Kent as a small child, it starts to kick in that theme there, which is more action and oh yeah. So that's another similarity. It's quite similar, these two films at the moment. The camera shots are quite interesting in these. Man of Steel, it shows quite a few close-ups, which is used to emphasise the emotion on the people's faces. There's not as much close-ups in Superman, whereas there's quite a few not long, but not mediums, and in between those two shots, to show multiple people's facial expressions in one shot, to see what they're all thinking. Some are excited, whoa, some terrified, whoa, some just blank, whoa. Camera shots as well, they're a good similarity. And that's about it for those scenes. Before I go any further, Man of Steel spoilers ahead. If you've not seen the film or seen the ending, I suggest you stop watching now. So, I've chosen the ending of Man of Steel where Superman kills Zod by snapping his neck, and compared it with Superman 2's fight scene with Zod at the end where he defeats him. So first things first, Superman 2, it's very comedic the way that he defeats him. he like picks him up, throws him around a few times, throws him into a Coca-Cola sign, and he's poof, he's gone. So it's very comedic, more meant towards the younger audience for this part of it, rather than the adults, which is kind of good because like they're aiming for a whole variety of audiences with this one, because you can't have like a certain comic book film not meant for kids, because it kind of defeats the object. Going off track a bit, I'm going to go back on track now. So yeah, that's one thing. And then there's camera shots. Most of them are like long shots, so you can see everything that's going on. For example, when he picks him up and throws him, you can see what he's doing. He's picking him up and throwing him. There's not very many close-ups in this one, which is kind of good. You could guess what they're doing, like how they're feeling. Like Superman will be like really like tired and worn out, while the others are like, oh haha, we're going to win kind of attitude, facial expressions and whatnot. So that's another thing. What else is there? There is music. Music is quite again it's quite thrilling and suspenseful until, I keep saying this, but until he actually picks him up and throws him, it gets quite funny and quite happy, really. And you've also got the people of Metropolis laughing as well, laughing happily with their friends and family as he's throwing him into the zone, which makes it even more towards the younger audience. So it's not like scaring them at all, like, oh, he killed him, oh no, what are we gonna do? It's more like, ha, he threw him into a Coke sign, stupid idiot. Man of Steel, on the other hand, is more towards the older teens and older audience, as the lighting is pretty dark in the final part of the scene. He's in like a building with Zod and he's got him in like a headlock, and the lighting's pretty dark, which symbolises, like, represents how Superman is feeling really about the situation. And after he snaps his neck, he's feeling like pretty empty. That's how I interpret it anyway. Empty, shallow, distraught. All the lighting just points them in that direction, really. Music as well. This doesn't get happy. This gets like sad kind of thing, and it's like, again, it's thrilling through the whole of the scene. When he's finally got him in the headlock, as I said earlier, it kind of stops and then it builds up a little bit. Like, it adds more effect into the scene, which again represents how Superman feels inside. He doesn't know what to do, he knows what he has to do to stop him, but he doesn't want to, etc, etc. So yes, about the music. Camera shots in this, there are a lot of close-ups, which is good, because then you can see the emotions on both Zod's and Superman's face. With Zod in this scene, it's very blank, like he knows what he's doing, he has to do it, he knows he's going to do it. Whereas Superman is like really tense and afraid, and his eyes show you that he's afraid of what he has to do. He's scared, he's worried. But when he finally snaps the neck, you can see in his face he is truly distraught of what he's done. Like, he knows he had to do it. That's about everything I picked out for these two scenes. So I hope you enjoyed this comparison between Superman and Man of Steel on the superhero genre and how it's changed over the years. I'll see you later.